There we go. There we go. Now we got some volume going out here in this piece. My bad, everybody. Yo, what is good? YouTube, what is good? PlayStation Nation. It's your boy Jay Barry from What's Up PlayStation.com. Here to give you guys greatness once again, which is the PlayStation Nation. Look at the title of the video. I'm like, which is the PlayStation Nation? Which is the PlayStation 4? And yes, this video is not going to be about PlayStation. There might be some comparisons to PlayStation, but this video will not be about solely PlayStation. As you can see from the title, I am going to be giving you guys my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. Yes, everybody has been giving their thoughts. Everybody been talking blah 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 blah. But your boy Jay Barry hasn't given a full video. Giving my thoughts and my impressions. I gave a little bit here and there in other podcasts and all that stuff, but not my full impressions or thoughts on it. And that's what I'm going to be doing here. We're going to be breaking it down. We're going to be talking about the comparisons, or can the Switch compete? You know what I mean? We're going to be talking about a lot of things here. Overall, this is not an open discussion. This is just me trying to give my thoughts real quick to the people, to the PlayStation Nation, to YouTube. You know what I mean? If, later on or probably later on in the week, have an open discussion, hey, probably have that. But right now, I'm not really trying to debate nobody about my thoughts. I just want to give my thoughts. You know what I mean? Also, before I get into the video, I will be giving my VR impressions real soon. I have that video set up right now. Just taking all the stuff that I captured from playing VR, making it to one concise video. So I will have that very soon. I will have the review very soon for PlayStation VR. And I will be reviewing, I guess I'm trying to figure out which game I should review, because I gotta play rigs a little bit more as far as completing the other leagues and stuff like that. Where I can get like a full review going. I ain't gonna do no 8%, then do a review. Also, I got a game called Waddle Home. I will be reviewing that game as well. Shout out to the developers. Let me get their names real quick. That gave your boy Jay Bard the review code. The game is called Waddle Home. It's a puzzle game, and so far it's been really good. Architect. So big shout out to those devs for giving a review code for Waddle Home. I really do appreciate it. Architect VR. We'll be hitting them up very soon. Giving my thoughts on Waddle Home. But yeah, let's get right into it. We're gonna be talking about the NX, aka the Switch. Hashtag Switch. From Nintendo. Let me share my screen, because I'm gonna have this thing on mute. Because I know how Nintendo gets down. So I'm not trying to have this, blocked or anything, or hear music going on. So I'm going to have it on mute, but I'm going to be, giving my thoughts on the actual video that is shown, the trailer or whatnot. So let me get to that real quick. Entire screen. Application window. No, we want the entire screen, Playboy. You want the entire screen, Playboy. And we're also going to be looking at some other stuff from I seen an article in DualShockers, Nintendo investors meeting and all that stuff. Yo, can you hurry up, please? Present to everyone. It's taking all long and stuff. I'm trying to be professional here. I'm trying to be professional. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Should I just go to YouTube and look at the Switch? Let me just go to YouTube because this is ridiculous. Hold on. Hold on. This is ridiculous. But yeah, man. Overall, I do have a positive outlook on the Switch, but I do have my concerns about it as well. Just for me and how I play, my games, on Nintendo consoles. Which I do game on Nintendo consoles. I don't game on it as much as I do like PlayStation. But I do game on it more like with my nieces and nephews. Like they completely like took over my Wii U. I mean, everybody have their own little ID on there, and they sign in when they get over here, and they will play on it. You know what I mean? Because I really don't want anybody on my PlayStation like that to be gaming on it. So the Wii U's the default console for them, even though they want to play in the PlayStation, they want to play in the Xbox. But they still love Smash. They still love Mario Kart. That's the go-to. Smash and Mario Kart, the go-to for them. So let me share the screen again. Hopefully it won't do all that hoopla. Can you do that a little quicker? Hey, YouTube, get this together, man. Get this together, man. What's going on with this? Stop screen sharing, stop presenting. Its production value is terrible. Let me see if I start playing it, will it clear up? Will it? No, it won't. Because every time I tap it, it keeps on going. I don't know what the hell is going on with this. But you're messing up my ski. Let me try to go to this. Go to Dual Shockers. See if it will. Oh, that's what I did. I messed up on. My bad. I was doing the wrong one. See, much better, much better, much better. All right, so here we go. Let's look at the whole trailer of this Switch. All right, so he's playing the Zelda game Breath of the Wild. Controller, look at this controller, man. I have a lot of questions with this controller. Let me see his hand real quick. Dog barks. All right, so this is my thing with this controller. Is this an accessory right here? This part right here. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's something that comes with it, which is pretty cool. You can see the little light on here, looking like this is like fully charged or something like that. So I'm I'm assuming that you can separately charge these things. I don't know, or you got to connect this to this little piece right here to fully charge it. But overall, the controller, it looks cool, but when it comes to real world gaming, is it something that's going to be comfortable to game on? Look, from the look of it, it looks like it's not something comfortable in my opinion. But we'll see. With this accessory, this little grip thing, it looks a little bit more comfortable. If this grip thing is not included, then that's I don't know, that's trouble. But hopefully it is, giving the benefit of the doubt. But this is cool right here. You pull up the controller apart, and you can put it on this tablet thing. Boom, right there. And now you're on the go, which is pretty much the Wii U right here, but just extended. And you continue going. I mean, but let's be real here. A brother like me, I live in New York, and I'm not doing this. You know, it's a little too big. I understand the 3DS, I understand the Vita, but this look like it's gonna be a little too big. This is very noticeable. Everybody's gonna be walking around looking like, "What's that?" You know what I'm saying? But concept very cool, very concise. easily. He's playing in his house. Take the controller apart, slap it on the tablet, and keep it moving on the go. But when it comes to the go, when it comes to the online component, I don't think it was really televised here. Something similar to what PlayStation did when they revealed the Vita. It wasn't clarified because PlayStation got sued because of that commercial. That they didn't really state how the network play is going to work here, and you're going to see later on in the trailer they didn't really show how that's going to be there working as well. But I'm pretty sure Nintendo is going to be forgiven and nobody will complain about that. Which nobody should have complained about the Vita, but it happened. Switch. I like that little. I like that. All right, so they're using cartridges. Hey man, you ain't picking up no girl like that. Uh, in no real world scenario. Let's be real here, Nintendo. This is false advertising. No girl is hot. Is sitting down at the airport and my man's just walking up like, hey, oh, you got a Switch too? Yeah, let's game. It might happen. It might. But let's be real here. These Nintendo boys ain't doing these Nintendo boys is not doing that. Nintendo boys gonna give her the side eye, while they sit across the room, like, oh, she got a Switch. While they messaging their friend on Facebook, yo, I'm hollering at this girl right now. Yeah, I just got her friend code from the Switch, bro. Look at she happy too. Look at this dude, cornball. Hey man, look at my Switch. All right, now he's on the airport. Now this right here is hot. I like this a lot right here. This little part right here because you can detach the thing and game on it. Like I said, the concept looked really cool, but now putting it in a real world scenario, is it going to be really comfortable gaming on that? People that's hardcore gaming, but I can see a casually game. This would be really cool. Now I think they showed off Skyrim in this scenario, and this is just a complete buffoonery. Yeah, this is complete buffoonery. You're not playing Skyrim like this. You're not. You're not. You might as well pick the tablet up with the Joy Cons attached to it on the side and play the damn thing. You're not doing it like this. Let's be real here. And this is why I was saying that, can you separately charge these Joy Cons individually? You know what I'm saying? Because with this feature right here, you took apart the Joy Cons now. Now you're having two different type of controllers working as one. So now you're burning battery on the Joy-Con and you're burning battery on the tablet. So that's what I'm saying. Like, can you charge this individually? You know what I mean? Or do you have to carry that little dock thing that the Joy-Con was on, when he separated the controller in the beginning of the video? But those things wasn't shown. I understand you're not gonna, televise everything within your trailer, but when you come out with stuff like you're not going to talk about this for the remaining year. Now you got to wait 2-3 months so you can get some damn information on these questions. You know what I'm saying? Moving along. But let's be real. Nobody look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. All right, look at this scenario right here, bro. Look at this scenario. My man's got his headphones on, so he's plugged in, listening to the game, which I don't see where the headphones is connected. I see he put the jack in there, but where's the wire? Then you have the black man sleeping comfortably next to this guy with a new toy. Then this guy is looking out the window instead of looking at, yo, look at this dude gaming on some new device and his controller is in his hand while he's just gaming on it. You know? I mean, this scenario just looks off. It's not real at all because the black man's gonna be very curious. No disrespect. And this dude right here in this corner, he ain't looking out no window while you have this newest, latest Switch. Okay? You're not gonna look out no window like that. And this dude right here, he a little nosy. He peeking. He peeking through that little crack right there. He's peeking like, what the hell is this dude doing? All right, damn, this dude is traveling. So my man, he went from his house. He went on a plane, um, where he's most likely using Bluetooth to connect to this tablet, because he detached the Joy-Cons, which I'm pretty sure you can't do that on the plane. Um, Now he's continuing playing Skyrim on the go while he finishes flight, which is probably over 3 hours. Rumors is this lasts 3 hours. So I don't know if he charged in between. I don't know what's going on here, Nintendo. Now I'm joking. I'm picking on it, but overall, I'm liking the concept of it. You know what I mean? You can game on the go. And this is a single player game, so this is something that's easily um, you can convey that. But I don't know why they didn't continue with Breath of the Wild, showing it off. But hey, they're showing Skyrim. From what I'm hearing, I don't know if it's official. I don't know if it's a rumor, but I'm hearing people say that Skyrim isn't confirmed. Yo, Leova, what's good, man? Skyrim isn't confirmed for the NX. I mean the Switch. So I guess Nintendo's just foreshadowing that they have some type of dealership or deal with Bethesda, but I don't know why would they show Skyrim if it's not confirmed. That's kind of weird to me. Um, but hey, I'm not getting upset over that. People's getting upset. Why Nintendo? Why would you do this? Like I'm not getting upset about it. But there's sensitive gamers out there that will probably do these class action lawsuits because of this stuff. They did it for Resolution. They did it for the Vita. You know what I mean? But hey, it is what it is. Continue moving on. All right, now, wait, hold on. This nigga just went from home to home. Yeah, he. So hold on. This guy got two homes. Okay, he got two homes and he got two switch docks. Because this is the same dude that the dog was barking. The dog was going woof woof. Which was cool that the dog did that, because the thing is called a Droidcon that looks like a dog, and they saying, "Hey, the dog is woof woof." All right, whatever. But he had the dock and the tablet somewhere else in his house. He's sitting down, chilling home, gaming on Nintendo, on the Zelda game. Now he's at his other house. This looking like some 4K TV, by the way. Pretty nice display here. And he got apparently has his another dock over here in this other house. You know what I mean? So can you buy multiple docks? If you're constantly switching on the go, can you put the tablet in with whatever dock you want? You know what I mean? So I don't know, but that's very confusing here that, he went from one house to another house and let's put the dock in there. This is pretty much telling me that he owns two homes. But anyway, moving along. But Pro Controller. Pro Controller looks really nice. I think this is what majority of the people will probably be suckered into to buy, like they was with the Wii U. Because once I got the Pro Controller with the Wii U, it was a wrap. You know what I mean? It was just a wrap. I was just like, okay, Pro Controller all day. It was kind of annoying. Keep switching over, from the Wii U to the Pro Controller. You got to start with the tablet, then you go to the Pro Controller. Then you got two games. Then you had the tablet still running, wasting battery. Then you got to plug it in. You don't want to do that, but you still gaming on the Pro Controller. You know what I mean? But hey, that's just a Wii U. This is a new console. But yeah, Pro Controller looks nice. This is what majority of the people probably is going to game on with Skyrim or Zelda. Most likely Mario too. You know what I mean? Mario do have those rage moments where you do squeeze his damn controller like, oh, I died right here. You ain't doing that with them Joy-Cons. You might pop the thing off. You might detach it. You know what I'm saying? But moving along. It's good that they do have a new Pro Controller. And it looks nicer because now the face buttons is not at the bottom, which was weird. You know what I mean? I don't know why Nintendo ever thought they could do that, because they had it like the PlayStation where it's parallel, the sticks are parallel, but they had the D-pad and the face buttons at the bottom, and it was just like a off. It was just an offness to that. Nobody was used to that. Everybody's used to the face buttons being above the analog stick, but they did offset it here, similar to like Xbox. So they went with the Xbox, motif when it comes to they layouts for the sticks. Me personally, I would like the parallel because I'm used to the dual shock, and I think that's the best way to go in my opinion. The offset is not the best way to go in my opinion because you're reaching higher for a main part of the controller, in my opinion. But that's all preference. But it is nice to see that they did put the face buttons on top of the analog stick. And it looks like he got two shoulder buttons here because look how his hand is positioned. It's not just one finger, the index finger on the shoulder part. He got two fingers on there, the index and the middle finger. Switch. All right, here's you can tell right away that Nintendo had a lot of accessories ready to go for this thing. That's why I'm also questioning that whole grip with a Droid-Con. You know what I'm saying? Because look at this right here. Conveniently, these people have a accessory that they can snap their Switch to where it holds the tablet up so they can play their game, their Mario Kart, Yoshi Circuit. But let's be real here. Um, let's be real here. In concept, this is very cool. Real world scenario, no. I can see kids most likely doing it. This part right here, they shouldn't be showing adults in this part. They should have showed like a family driving to somewhere, and you have the two kids playing Mario Kart here. That would have been better to convey in this scenario because adults is not doing this. I'm not trying to assume for adults or anything like that, but I'm just looking at me. I'm looking at myself personally, and I'm just like, no. But the concept is cool that you can use the Joy-Con, kind of like the Wiimote, to play the game, which is cool. This is going to be a little hard to play Mario Kart in, honestly. But is that shoulder buttons? I doubt that shoulder buttons on this. Can't be because you got to detach it. But this is going to be hard to play Mario Kart on. Um, I don't know, or unless it's using the gyroscope, like you can turn it slightly. You know what I mean? Kind of like how the Wiimote was. You turn it slightly to turn and stuff like that. Probably that's what they're doing. Let me see. Oh no, I forgot. Yeah, it has the analog stick on each. But yeah, I don't know about that, man. Cause that's gonna change the whole button layout on it. Yeah, that's gonna be weird. I don't know. But I just think this was a weak scenario right here. I understand the concept what they were showing, but it was a very weak scenario because I think they should have showed like a family and the kids is playing this game, sitting down. And I know a lot of people. I heard a lot of people say, "Oh, look, new map or race circuit or whatever, raceway Yoshi's circuit on Super what you call it Mario Kart 8, and it's showing that it's like double dash where you had two items you can use now and stuff like that, which is cool. Mario Kart is a bread and butter here in this house. You know what I mean? My nieces, they love that stuff. But yeah, look, I mean, come on. Look at this. This is cool though. This is cool. But look at this. I know the new character, yes. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Like, are we being real here? Yo, what up, Wavy? Um, C Fine Coco, what up, man? You know what I mean? I'm just giving my little thoughts real quick on the Switch. But look at this, man. Like, come on, let's be real here, yo. let's be real here. That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, this is a very bad scenario. Like the first scenario they showed, the dude going on the go and he had two homes and he got two docks in different homes and he get slapped on. That was a little bit better than this two adults cr- creeped up in the back, hunching over so they can see this 6-inch screen. And it's split screen. So both of them got 3 inches for themselves on these tiny controllers. Like you should have showed some kids doing this, man. And I'm pretty sure the button mapping is going to change with this game, with this small ass controller. But the concept overall is cool that you have the option. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking that, but real world scenario, it's not happening. But that's the part of these trailers to show you these things, these concepts. So I give him kudos in that part. But I just feel like this scenario is weak. You should have showed some kids in here. You know what I mean? With that. King Boo. All right. Another scenario. That this ain't happening. You know what I mean? I don't know what neck of the woods they playing at, but I know where I live at in the hood. I have my switch in my bag. That's a no. That's one. Cause I ain't gonna leave my bag like that in no park. You know what I'm saying? And then check this out. This is the troubling part right here, where this is where Sony really got in trouble because Sony Remote Play deals with or the gaming with the Go, where you can buy a game and some of the games can be cross by with it. But one of the things that Sony showed with the Vita was MLB The Show, how you was playing MLB The Show and then you can play MLB The Show on the Go. And they got nicked for that because they didn't really give a clear detail on how they're really gaming on the Go, which you're going to need internet connection so you can get your save from the cloud, put it on there. And a lot of people was like, oh, we can't play online on the Vita on no 3G network. We need Wi-Fi. So they got, for however they convey their message with the Vita and the network play and the game on the go, they got nicked with that, where people did a class action lawsuit. Here, the Switch is a little different because the Switch is one device. So you're not really sending anything to the cloud and beaming it to another device so you can continue where you just left off. You're really just continuing where you left off on the Switch. If you're at your house gaming on TV, just pull the thing up and boom, you're right there because everything is being ran on this little tablet anyway. The dock is just projecting it out to the TV or outputting it to the TV. Um, but here, this is showing either this is like network play or they're connected through Bluetooth or something like that, ad hoc mode or, things like that, infrastructure mode, whatever it's called. Um, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? The same thing can apply with the Vita. It's not really being conveyed here because, people's are stupid. You know what I mean? Anybody could have told you with the Vita, yes, you need some internet connection. I'm assuming right here for a game like 2K, you're going to need some internet connection. I doubt this is really being played on no Bluetooth, but it could happen. It could because you could do that with the Vita or the PSP, matter of fact. You know what I mean? But it wasn't really conveyed here. But nobody's really doing this. Nobody's doing this here. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, they doing 4 player. Hold on. Hold on. Because all of them right here, look, boom. He holding, matter of fact, he holding a Joy-Con, he holding a Joy-Con, he holding a Joy-Con, and he holding a Joy-Con. This, yo, bruh, you're not playing 2K on no Joy-Con. I don't even play 2K no more like that. I haven't played 2K since, yo, what up, Earl? What up, Garuda? Thanks for coming through, guys. I haven't played 2K since 2K6, 2K7, the one with Chris Paul on the cover. But I know you ain't playing no 2K like this. This is 4 buttons, bruh, on a one analog stick. How are you controlling You know what I'm saying? Like this is a bad scenario right here. You could at least show they gaming on the pro controller with this. You know what I mean? But from what I'm hearing now, that this is not even something that is officially coming to the console as well. This is just, a placeholder or the showing something. You know what I mean? They say, oh, let's pick a scenario where people is playing basketball, and then let's put a basketball game on the screen showing these droid con. Look at it. Look at how cramped up the dude fingers are, man. Like, yo, I get the concept of this console. I think the concept is very cool. I understand what Nintendo is trying to convey here, but these little scenarios is bad, yo. This is a bad scenario, especially with a popular game like 2K. You know what I mean? 2K fans is gonna look at this like this is disrespect. You know what I mean? Yo, show the Pokemon game playing on the Joy-Con. That's what I want to see. You know what I mean? Show that, not no 2K, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. Ain't nobody doing this. You finish playing ball, let's play some 2K on the table in the nighttime. Yo, what hood you playing 2K on some tablets in the nighttime with, bruh? Yo, sick, what up, man? This is crazy. Tell me what hood you gonna be playing after you play some basketball. You know what I mean? Because I know where I live at, at a certain time, they turning off the lights, in the park. So you basically playing some basketball, then you gonna detach these droid cons. He's like, hey man, you be on my team. if you be on my team, bro, I control the left side, you control the right side. Like what? Yeah, what is going on here, Nintendo? What is going on with this scenario? This scenario is bad. This scenario is very bad. Very bad. And look at the score. Look at the score. You know damn well they ain't scoring them much points with them damn Joy Cons. You know damn well they didn't. Come on, Nintendo, stop it. And they laughing. Yeah, I'll be laughing too. If I was the dude watching y'all, I'll be laughing. And see, this confirms this is Joy-Con. Look at the dude hand. Look at the dude hand, bro. Like no, I'm not believing this. Then the score went up. The score went up. Hold on. The score went up. Yeah, see, there was that 51-49. Now it's becoming a blow. What's that? That's 60, 67-60. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it, yo. And they're gonna show a dunk. Look at this. I'm nitpicking. I'm nitpicking here because it's funny. But look how his hand is playing while he's going to the lane to dunk as LeBron. Let's look at his hand. Look right here. Look right here. Get out of here. You crazy. Yeah, is that people in the background? Yo, that's people in the background. So you telling me, I bust it. You telling me you see a group of people with two tablets and these mini ass controllers, you playing basketball, you ain't gonna look over like, the hell are they doing? This is utter BS. Yeah, switch it, please. All right. So this is where I was saying in Zaire podcast, like, okay, we already understand the concept that your main niche for this thing is to game on the go. Okay, that we got that. But now you already shown three scenarios of gaming on the go, and now you're going to show another one. You know what I mean? What are the new things that you're bringing as well? You already shown that, okay, this is a cool concept. The console already, you just detach it and you can just game on the go. We got these Droid Cons. We can pull them apart. We can play our game. We've seen those concepts. Then they're going to show another scenario with this concept on a roof party, bruh. Did she have the grip on there? Yeah, she do have the grip on there. Well, this part is cool right here because we see a new Mario game. So I'm not knocking that. This is really cool right here. Um, So I'm not knocking that at all. And you can see Amiibos is back here. So I don't know how they're gonna connect this. You're probably gonna have to buy something to connect it. Because like with the Amiibo on the Wii U, you just slap it on that little area on the tablet and boom, you there. But I don't see anywhere you can slap it on uh for that. Probably this area right here is probably something like an NFC chip in here or something. Or they probably just have an NFC chip. I don't know, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of questions. But no, we gotta wait till 2017 to get answers. But here we go with another dumbass scenario. Yo, John, what's good, man? I mean, I have faith in Nintendo as well, but I mean, let's come on. Let's cut the BS out. We're gonna talk about that a little later. This is cool right here. I'm liking what I'm seeing with the Mario. This is cool. But look at this. Look at this. What is she doing? She playing the game. What, she heard them on the rooftop partying? Look at it. Hey, come on, bring your Switch. Bring your Switch. The guys is like, yo, man, am I gonna smash? Which one I'm gonna smash? The dudes is upset right now. The dude's like, yo, this chick about to ask this girl to bring this damn gaming console. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have me some liquor, and I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, get. You can tell these dudes are tight right here. Look, they tight. They tight. But the only two people is calling this girl over is these two. So most likely this girl is a CB. She a cop block. But moving on. Snap, snap, switch. This is cool though. Yeah, but we already seen this concept. What I would like from Nintendo to show, and people gave me hell for it, but I don't understand why I was getting hell for it. It's like, yo, you're already showing 3, 4 scenarios of the same thing. Let's see something new, Nintendo. Matter of fact, this scenario right here should have been like, oh, show the interface a little bit of the console, and then you see like a Twitch or YouTube, stream your game to that. You know what I mean? Or a sign in, a different little sign in to the console. You know what I mean? Or some type of coin achievement type thing. That's what should have been shown in this scenario right here. The last piece, not the same damn concept again of this girl carrying of somebody carrying their switch to somewhere else. And look what they're about to do right here. Look what they're about to do. The same thing we saw. The same thing we saw with the dudes in the bus and the dudes playing the game 2K. Look at the black dude face. Look at the black dude face. It always got to be the black dude. Look at the black dude. Look at him. It always got to be the black dude. Look at him. He's shocked. He's like, I want one of those. It's always the token black dude that they gotta have with the crazy face, huh? He couldn't just be like these two guys right here. Look at him. Just look at him. Look at the black dude. Look at the black dude. Look at him. Yeah. Yo, Master Storm, what's good, man? Yo, Trail, what's good, bro? The black dude is looking like, yo, I'm about to rob them. Yeah, yeah. He said, yo, the black dude's like, yo, I'm about to rob them. Let me act like I'm shocked over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to rob. Look at this. These guys have a regular look. He's like, yeah, this guy right here in the corner. He's like, why she bring this over? I just wanted to smash. This dude is like, oh, here we go. And this dude is like, whoo, I'm about to rob them. Look at this. Look at this. We already seen this concept, Nintendo. We already seen this. And look, they got little cups. You know what that red cup mean? You know what that red cup mean? Anybody that go party know what this red cup mean. You know what them Dixie cups means. Come on, man. Look at them. Switch. All right, so here we're going to have a little different scenario. I think they're using the Pro controller um, while gaming on the go, but this one is more understandable because now you're showing something new that you're taking Splatoon, which is a very popular game. You're taking Splatoon and you're taking it to an esport type of setting, or you're being a little bit more serious about the competitiveness with Splatoon, which is perfectly fine. That's cool. But also, I think they should have shown something where, or they could have shown something where somebody playing Splatoon and they're live streaming it. Why is that scenario bad? When I bring up that scenario, everybody's giving me help. Well, Nintendo doesn't need that. So what they need? You know what I mean? What do they need? Why is there any scenario of them live streaming a game? That's all I'm looking for. You know what I mean? Instead of you got to be hooking up Elgato to this thing, or you could have like the Nintendo whatever that program they have on YouTube. You can have that already locked into the system where you can sign up for it. Boom, right in the system and live stream the Nintendo partnership thing. You could have shown that in a scenario instead of you're showing the same scenarios over and over and over and over again. Like people is slow. Like we didn't understand the concept of the console from the first scenario where the guy switching from his first home to his second home with the two docks. And I'm not mad at this device because I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it day one. But I'm just saying like looking at the trailer again, it's just like, yo, you're showing the same thing over and over. We already understand that new concept you're bringing. You took the Wii U and you're just extending the Wii U. You know what I mean? We understand that, and you're bringing the little other features to it where you can detach the controller and game on his tablet on the go with the little kickstand. We get that stuff. You know, we seen that stuff. But what other newness are you bringing with this console? Oh, that you have a cartridge. You're back to cartridges again. You know what I mean? Which you've been using on your handheld, which is your handheld device or whatever, or this hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, what else are you bringing here new? That's what I was looking for in this thing. But when I said that, everybody's like, "Oh, Nintendo doesn't need to do that." What Nintendo need to do then? You know what I mean? I don't know. They shouldn't be modern. All right, so this dude is drawing out plays. With this part, I'm not upset at because now I said, okay, this answered my question from the first time. You know, okay, you can use the Pro controller on the go with this thing. So that answers the first question that, oh, do we have to use these Joy Cons? No, you don't have to do it. You can just game on it with the Pro controller. So expect to spend a little bit more money, which is probably going to be $60 for this, which is not bad anyway. But let's look to spend more money. And you can see the sponsor shirts right here or the team shirts, which is cool. I understand that stuff. These guys are focused. And yeah, Splatoon is a real deal. Like people really like focus up like this. All right, so let's get a little breakdown on this controller. All right, yeah, the normal plus and minuses. The start and select. What is this? That's probably like the home button. Yeah, this is the home button right here. I don't know what this is though. One thing I'm not seeing is like like the Wiimote had the speakers. I think Nintendo was going away from that. I don't know if the Joy-Con has speakers on it. Most likely it do, because if you're gaming on the go, you probably need to, if you don't want to put no headphones on, it's going to have to output somewhere. Um, but it probably will output on the what you call it, on the tablet. I'm not sure, but they went away from the speakers on the console, on the controller. Wish they did that with the Wii U Pro controller, but they did have that with the tablet. So it's safe to assume that it's going to have, it can output, it's going to have speakers on the tablet. All right, yeah, I'm not mad at this part. I'm not mad at this part at all. This is a cool part right here. For those that play Splatoon seriously, what I mean, that's cool. Nintendo's taking esports seriously. and that is more modern. That is something that they're showing that they're modern. They're catching up with the times. Okay, esports. That is a very modern concept when it comes to console gaming. But no, if I mention Twitch or YouTube streaming, Nintendo doesn't need to do that. Like what? They understand the esport concept, but they don't understand the other modern concepts, or they didn't show that to convey that message within this commercial or this trailer. You showed you showed that you understood that esports is important, because what that's going to do is going to bring you a lot of money, a lot of sponsorships, a lot of stuff like that. But also Twitch stream is going to do that too. You imagine people, that's an easy way to Twitch stream, from the device, locally from the device. You know what I mean? It's something native to the device that you can just Twitch stream or you can YouTube stream from the device. You know how much revenue that's going to bring Nintendo? Oh, I can easily sign up for the Nintendo partnership, which is kind of crazy. I'm not saying I would do that, but I know there's people that would do that because they primarily game on Nintendo. You know what I mean? From the console. You know what I mean? Oh, I have a sign into this Nintendo partnership. Oh, I can sign into YouTube. Boom, it connects. It syncs those things together. And there you go. You can live stream natively to YouTube. You know what I mean? Nintendo get their cut. You get your cut. Everybody's good. But no, those aspects you shouldn't be. Nintendo doesn't need to be modern. But esports is cool though. Damn, that's a lot of Switch devices, yo. you know, you know what I mean? That's a lot of devices. But yeah, this is cool right here. This is cool. This is the longest scenario they took. This is the longest scenario within the whole video. Cause look, this started from the the 2 minute and 38 second mark. Where every other concept was like, like 40 minutes, 40 seconds. I mean, each. So you could tell that they're taking this concept very serious. And look what people's in here just to watch Splatoon. Look at what people's in here. Switch coming March 2017. Coming March 2017. Y'all ain't gonna hear from us until February. Yeah, Nintendo. Well, yo, like I've been saying, man. Um, overall, the overall the concept of that trailer was cool. I like the concept of the trailer, but I just felt like it was redundant with everything it's showing. Everything is shown is just so redundant. You know what I'm saying? Oh, another concept, another scenario, the same thing. You know what I mean? Where is the modernization within this console other than the esports? You know what I mean? The gaming on the go is cool. That's not new. That's nothing new though. It is a more convenient avenue of gaming on the go. You know what I mean? Where you don't need two devices. And I think that is great. And I think that that's a concept. I understand that perfectly fine, which is cool. It's great. I like it. But you also got to be a little bit modern too. You know what I mean? Especially if you're trying to you know if you're trying to compete within the mobile market or with the other consoles, you have to show some modern stuff. And I just don't get it. You got to show some modern stuff. You can put your little spin on it. You can put your little twist on the stuff that other people are doing. But yo, you got to. You know what I mean? It's bringing in a lot of revenue for the other companies. But Nintendo's like, nah. And Nintendo fans like, Nintendo doesn't need to do that. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing why I don't understand too. Like the whole third party issue or the whole Nintendo need these features issues. Everybody is so accepting for what Nintendo does. What if Nintendo, the Switch that they showed here, it showed everything with the YouTube streaming, the Twitch streaming, a whole bunch of third parties, a great controller like the Pro controller is the main controller. You know what I mean? What if it was showing all those things? Would people be upset? Would people be like, "No, Nintendo, why are you doing that?" No, everybody that's a Nintendo fan would be accepting to that as well. You know what I mean? But they get upset when people is saying those things opposing from the actual trailer. Why Nintendo didn't do this? Why Nintendo didn't do that? Oh, Nintendo doesn't need to do that. But if they did do it, you'd be everybody be praising it. Everybody like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But people get mad at Sony fans for doing that stuff. You know what I mean? When they acceptance to Nintendo fans doing it, just crazy. Do you game on Neo Geo? No, I don't. Yeah, I have King of Fighters 14. I haven't played it in a while though. I haven't played that game in a while. But overall, I do like the Switch. Um, I do feel that, as somebody that's going to be using the Switch mainly for like a home console, uh, I do feel like Nintendo kind of, gave us the short end of the stick a little bit. If you're going to be using this as like a handheld mostly, I think you're going to be benefiting more from this console than the people that's going to be using it as a home console, in my opinion. Outside of the potential of getting the games, you're getting the short end of the stick playing it as a home console. You know what I mean? Because it's not like as powerful as the competitive platforms. You're just basically playing this thing for the exclusive experiences, which is fine. That's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like Nintendo shouldn't just settle to being that second, you know, that second hand console. You know what I mean? That secondary console. You shouldn't be settling for that. There's nothing wrong with it, but you shouldn't settle for that. You know what I mean? You should settle that. What about those people that specifically game on Nintendo consoles? There's people that just game on Nintendo consoles, and they're getting gimped for just gaming on Nintendo consoles. You know what I mean? Uh, so it's like, oh, Nintendo doesn't have an issue with being a secondary console. What about those people that owns it as a primary console? You know what I mean? That is only playing Nintendo games. You know what I mean? So I feel like they should be fighting for the third party, like they did with the NES, and they did have third party with the Super Nintendo, which is my favorite Nintendo console. Super Nintendo was just a beast, and the GameCube is second to me. I did love the I did love the original Nintendo console as well, but Super Nintendo, when I got that, and the GameCube, I love the games on GameCube. GameCube got one of my favorite games, Wind Waker. Love that game to death, yo. So, um, but yeah, man, I do feel like people is just so hesitant to speak out on Nintendo when it's like comes to third party and modern features. They're so accepting that, oh, we don't need Nintendo doesn't really do that. Well, Nintendo need to do that. You know what I'm saying? They need to fight for people's money. Who says that if they didn't have the third party and a powerful console, that person that's gaming on the PS4 or the Xbox One is going to be like, you know what? Nintendo's going to be my primary console now because it got the better third party games and it has the exclusives coming out. What about those people? You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people that saw the Switch and saw the concept of the Switch and saw the potential of the Switch with getting all these games coming to their platform. Those people that is gaming right now on PS4 or Xbox probably gonna go over to the Nintendo as their primary console. But you can't, you know what I mean? Because everybody else is like, it's okay. You don't need third party. It's okay. They don't need to be powerful. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. You're no different than the person that's gaming or buying this console as a secondary or third device. You know what I mean? The Nintendo dude that games on Nintendo is no different than the person that's gonna buy a Switch for a secondary or a third primary or console. You know what I'm saying? because you're buying the console for the same concept or the same idea to play Nintendo games only. Just craziness from my Nintendo dudes. Don't gotta fight for the gamer's dollar. Just be accepting of what Nintendo offers. But like I said, I do like the concept of the Switch. Very easy concept to understand, but there's certain things that just have me questioning this console. Is that little grip for the Joy-Con, is that an accessory? Because we've seen a whole bunch of accessories. Well, not a whole bunch, but we've seen another accessory within that trailer. Is it going to have modernized features? You know what I mean? I don't care what nobody tell me. And that's like if a new cell phone come out and it doesn't have certain things in it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like, huh? Who's buying a cell phone nowadays that doesn't have a camera or can't upload to Facebook or don't have certain apps? Who's gonna buy that cell phone? You know what I'm saying? How are you gonna compete within the other cell phone creators if you don't have those features that they have, or don't have your own little twist or uniqueness um, to that cell phone? The same concept applies with Nintendo. Regardless of how people think, Nintendo's not out to compete with PlayStation or Sony. What is this thing called? It's a Nintendo Switch, right? It's a home console and is a handheld. So it's competing within two different platforms, on a console standpoint and with the mobile standpoint. You know what I mean? It's just craziness how people are Nintendo doesn't need to compete. Yes, they do. That's like when Microsoft came out and said, our PlayStation is not our competition. What the hell are you in the console business for? Aren't there another console? That's what it is. People compete. I was going to talk about this whole I guess investors meeting that they had here, when Nintendo says that their predictions for the Switch is to ship 2 million units in the month of launch. Now, 2 million units in the month of launch, in the launch month, right? That right, I don't understand that, and I can understand now why you're why you're saying you're not intended for a loss when you're launching this console, because you're not really shipping it. 2 million. I can understand 2 million in one region. You know what I'm saying? But if this is worldwide, that is ridiculous. Let me share this real quick. That is ridiculous. If you're talking about worldwide, that is crazy. 2 million, 2 million. Look right here. Nintendo predicts to ship 2 million Switch units in the launch month. Won't be sold at a loss. No, duh. You're not really manufacturing this thing. You're not really pumping these things out, because the manufacturing costs is what really hurts people a lot when it comes to launching a product, because you're trying to get a worldwide appeal. That's why some people might not eat. Some people try to litigate the losses. They would ship at a region at this month and another region at a different month. You know what I mean? Just so they can gain so much revenue by launching this product. And okay, boom, now we can launch this one out at this month. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're not really going to get a loss right here. Price does have a huge factor in it as well. Me personally, I know a lot of people are saying 250 to 300 the most. I'm going with 350. The minimum is 350 for this console, and 400 the most. You know what I mean? That's me with like the premium package. You know what I mean? And it comes with like probably the Pro controller. I don't know. But I don't think it's going to be that cheap. No, 250, 300. That's me personally, because I understand the hardware aspect, but Nintendo's not really trying to sell you on the hardware. They're trying to sell you on the experience. You know what I mean? The experience, the conveniency of this console. That's what they're going to sell you. That's what they're going to price it as. And that they're offering a different experience than everybody else, and the convenient factor of this console. That's going to bump the price up a little bit, in my opinion. Well, I guess we got to wait until 2017 to find out, because my man over here says Nintendo CEO, no announcement planned about detailed Switch specs and price this year. You know what I'm saying? Yo, your console launch in March, bro. That's what, like 6 months, 5 months away? And at least the specs, you know what I mean? Get that stuff out the way. You know what I mean? Get those things out of the way. Tell us a little bit about some features that's going to be there. You know what I mean? That's going to be there on the console. Tell us about some apps. You showed what you call it, the developers, the third party developers, which is cool. I definitely like that developers is going to be on it when it first launches. But will they stay? That's the question. Will they stay? It's always good to have developers on board when you're launching a console, which is great. And I've seen a lot of great names on there that I think will fit this console well. You know what I mean? Those RPGs, those platformers are going to fit this console really well. You know, but the other third party, the big boys, will they stay on the NX? I mean the Switch. That is the question. Um, Yo, Chuck, what up? Yo, chill, Chuck. Chill, Chuck, man. I don't want them boys over here. I'm scared, man. But nah, man. This is real sad right here. That you're not going to hear anything planned detailed about the Switch specs, which people is going to do that front talking about. We don't care about the specs. We don't care about the specs. Nintendo doesn't care about giving away their hardware specs. Yeah, right. It's 2017, man. People are more inclined to hear about these things than they were back in the day, with Nintendo and Sega days and all those the other old school platforms. You know what I mean? Back then we didn't care about the specs. When we were growing up, we took heed to what the PlayStation had in there, or what the PlayStation 2 had in there. You know what I mean? But when it came to like PlayStation 3 days, the modern times, people was wondering like what the specs on this console is, or this generation. People is gonna care about what's that, because everybody's gonna do the comparison. This is the reason why the PlayStation 4 really sold well, because people, casuals, yes, casuals, they were wondering why the hell is this console higher than this console when this console is weaker than this console. That took somebody to know information about the specs of the console. All they knew was that, yo, this console is stronger than this console. Why is it more money? And even if the Switch is $300, even if it's $300, you know what I'm saying? That is where the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One S is at. You know what I mean? It's just a really, really tough ballpark for them. And I really don't think it's going to be at 300, honestly, especially at launch. I don't think it will be. A lot of people are going to disagree with me on that, but hey, I'll take the disagreement. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't think it's going to be, uh, $300 at launch. The least I'm going with is 350, the least. But yeah, man, I just don't understand how people can say, "Oh, who cares about the specs?" But as soon as them specs come out, everybody gonna do a video on it. Everybody gonna do a video. Everybody gonna like, "Yo, the Tegra X chip, and it has this. It has Bluetooth 4.0 and this and that." Everybody gonna do it, but they don't care about specs. But they have to talk about it for some reason. But yeah, this dude's wild. To ship 2 million at launch month is hella weak, hella weak. I can understand why they're not going to take a loss. I can understand that because you're not really doing that. You're not really pushing no units out there. If this is if this didn't specify as far as what region this would be, and I'm going to assume North America. You know what I mean? But let's say this is worldwide. We're going to have another we moment here because if this is worldwide, you're only shipping 2 million worldwide. Um, Sorry about that. Sorry about that, y'all. Somebody was knocking on the door. But yeah, let's say you are shipping this worldwide, 2 million worldwide, right? North America is probably the biggest region. How much is North America going to get? You know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure this console is going to sell well over 1 million the first month um, in North America. So you're gonna have like another situation where the demand for this console is going to be very high, but the supply is going to be low, and that could also benefit them as far as um, people just wanting the device, people craving for this device, people, what I'm saying, wants to similar to the Wii situation. You know what I mean? Where you're just going to have this hype and craze for this. Oh, Nintendo sold out everywhere. Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? The Switch is sold out everywhere, but it can also hurt them because you're going to be losing a lot of potential sales with it. Because I'm pretty sure Microsoft is going to be announcing their news with the Scorpio, and there's going to be games coming out for Xbox, and there's going to be a lot of games coming out for PlayStation, and people are just going to be like, I'm not waiting no month or whatever for no Switch. You know what I'm saying? But shipping 2 million is very weak, in my opinion. Very weak. My man Guru to say Trump. But yeah, that is very weak in my opinion. To ship 2 million, I would think a month. Didn't the Wii U sell like 3 million or so, like the first month or first couple of months? I'm not sure. But yeah, this is not good. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, man, overall, like I said, I'm not trying to be all negative, be a negative Nancy over here, because my outlook on this product is not negative. It's very positive from it because I do see a lot of potential with it. And from what everybody's saying, when it comes to the whole cartridge and how the 3DS, they're gonna be stopping the the support soon on 3DS, so everything can be focused here on the Switch. Um, I mean, that could be cool. That could be a really cool concept. But I don't know, man. I just feel like Nintendo, they shouldn't have went this route. They should have also went the route of power, and they should have also went the route of modern features showing in the trailer. That's my opinion. If you're upset about my opinion, I don't know what to do to help you. At the end of the day, I'm still getting the product, but I just think they kind of gimped out on everybody that is primarily going to focus on Nintendo. Because there's going to be a lot of people that's going to be focusing on Nintendo, and I doubt those people. You know what I'm saying? Like, say there is NBA 2K on there. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to hear another Wii U situation. We're getting these whack ass games. They not even the devs not even doing a great job with these third party ports. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Wii U. I'm going to end it right here because I'm going back to World of Final Fantasy, to be honest, if you can hear the music in the background. But yeah, it's your boy Jay Barry. I'm gone. That's my thoughts on the Wii, not the Wii, Nintendo Switch. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Or if I'm just talking out my ass, let me know in the comment section below. It's your boy Jabari. Once again, I'm gone. Big shout out to everybody that came through though. Definitely appreciate that. Also look out for the VR review coming very soon. And World of Final Fantasy first impressions as well. That's coming soon as well. But yeah, man, got a lot of gaming to do, man. It's my day off. I'm gone. Deuces.